Hello everyone, welcome to another video. You're watching Dynamic Chess. Let me tell you, I am very happy and excited recording this video. So, in this video, I'll be talking about the Armageddon game, which was played at the semi final game between Poland and India. Let me give you a little bit of background of the match situation before this game. So, India lost the first match with a score of 4-2 to Poland, and entering into the match 2, we were in a do or die situation, and all of our players came to the party, and we scored a brilliant four and a half to one and a half, and we won the second match. So the match point was tied. Poland won the first match and India won the second match. So now it was time for the tie break, which is the Armageddon. And this was a brilliant comeback by India after losing the first match 4-2. It is never easy because the stakes are so high. You're playing a FIDE Olympiad and you're in the semi-finals and you lose the first match 4-2. It is never easy to come back. But India scored a brilliant four and a half to one and a half, and we made a comeback. So now it was time for the Armageddon. So let me just give you a brief idea on what Armageddon is for people who don't know what Armageddon is. So Armageddon is a game where the player playing with white pieces has 5 minutes and the player playing with black pieces has only 4 minutes. But instead of this time deficit or the time disadvantage that black has, the advantage is if black manages to draw the game, then he wins. So if the game ends in a draw, then it's declared as black win. So white has to win at all costs. He has to either force resignation or he has to checkmate black. That is the only way white is going to win. So it was decided that Humpy was going to play uh, this Armageddon game. And from Poland's perspective, it was, as you can see on the screen, it was Monica, who is one of their strongest women players. Monica Soko was decided that she was going to face Humpy, and Humpy had the black pieces. So, which means that we had only 4 minutes, and the Poland player had 5 minutes. And let's see what happened in this game. So, White started with d4 and Humpy played knight f6. So she is planning to play either the King's Indian or the Nimzo Indian. So let's see. So White played c4, she played e6, and White chooses to play g3, which is the Catalan. Now here there are a lot of options for Black. He can play a lot of moves here. Humpy chose to play d5. White played bishop g2, and Humpy took dc4. Now, you must always remember the amount of pressure that Humpy is under while playing this game. Everything is at stake, and if we lose, we are out of the competition. So, she's trying to play safe. So, all she needs is a draw. So, if she draws, then India goes through to final. So, which is the reason why I think she took this decision to take dc4. Now, after dc4, White played knight bd2. Now this might be some sort of preparation, I think, by White, because if you see, White has given up this pawn for activity, of course. So Humpy did not fear anything, and she just took queen d4. Now after queen d4, White played knight f3. Now you can see the queen is attacked. Queen retreated to d8. Now White castle c3. This is a very nice move. This is an intermediate move just to break the pawn structure of White, and you can see the implications that white now has two isolated pawns, which is a long term advantage. So c3 is a good move in a way. Now Humpy played bishop e7, queen c2, castle e4, knight c6, stopping e5 in a way, and also controlling d4, knight c4. Now you can see white gave up a pawn on d4 in the opening. In return, he has a lot of piece activity. You can see that he is already having a lot of pressure on e5 with these two knights. Bishop is coming to f4, and also rook is coming to d1, eyeing this file. So you can see there is a lot of activity for at the cost of a pawn. So now Humpy played knight d7 to further control e5. Now white played rook d1 as planned. So now you can see she's putting pressure on this file. So Humpy decided to immediately move her queen away from that file. Now white played bishop f4. If you take stock of the position, you can see that black is not so well developed here. All his pieces are still on the first rank or second rank. Only one piece which is on the third rank is the knight on c6. Other than that piece, all other pieces are on the first rank. So you can say that white had enough compensation for the pawn. You can see already white's rooks are connected, queen is developed, all pieces are out, and white is ready for the attack. So it is very nice how Humpy plays this later part of the game. Now you can see that with bishop f4, black is attacking, white is attacking this pawn on c7. So this is where it was very crucial, to play precisely and continue in a very sound way. So here Humpy played e5. If you see in this position right now, why no black is a pawn up. So here if you play something like bishop d8 defending this pawn, then it is too passive. You know white can just keep attacking and keep pressurizing e5 and c7. So this is not the way to play. Bishop d8 would be very passive. Your queen rook, all the pieces would be on the first rank. So instead, Humpy decides to play actively and tries to keep the position equal. So she plays e5, giving up that pawn. So white took e5, knight e5, knight e5, and she exchanges the pieces because all black needs is a draw. So after bishop e5, she played c6, defending the c7 pawn. Now white played rook b1, logical, taking the open file and putting pressure on b7 so that this bishop cannot develop easily. So here black played b6 so that she can develop this bishop in the future without hanging b7. And also you can see how white has restricted black's activity on this file. Queen can't move anywhere. So here bishop f4 was played. Now with bishop f4, her idea is to liberate this bishop by playing e5 maybe in the future. So Humpy played bishop e6. It's a good move, developing a piece and also putting pressure on a2 and putting the bishop on a good diagonal. So after bishop e6, white played bishop e3. Now with bishop e3, white's plan is to go f4, f5 and try for a kingside attack. So Humpy played queen c8. So Humpy is trying to exchange more pieces on the board and so that the position remains equal and it's easy for her to draw. With queen c8, she is threatening to play bishop h3 and exchange this bishop. Now here white played f4. Her idea is to go f5 on the next move. Humpy played bishop h3. Now after bishop h3, white could have played bishop h1, but in that case this bishop is very strong on this diagonal and black can even play bishop g4 or bishop h3, keep the bishop there. But instead white chose to play f5. Now it is forced almost for black is almost forced to take bishop g2, king g2, f6. And at this point everyone in the commentary box, I was watching the live stream on ChessBase India's channel. Everyone was so happy. They were overjoyed, I can say, in a way, because Humpy has managed to equalize and now it is easy for her, relatively easy for her to hold white to a draw. So here white played bishop f4, bishop c5, activating the bishop. So in a way, after bishop f4, the weakness of the last move, the bishop is no more controlling this diagonal. So immediately she pounced on it with bishop c5, rook d2. Now with rook d2, white is clearly trying to double on the d file and put more pressure, maybe get her rook to 7th rank and try for some attack. So Humpy stopped this. She played rook d8, and after rook b d1, she exchanged one pair of rooks. And after queen d2, she played another nice move. She played queen e8. Now she is attacking e4. So white has no time to infiltrate with his queen, infiltrate with her queen. So white had to defend e4. Now she played other rook to d8. Now again she is trying to exchange as many pieces as possible. So now White went queen c4 check. Now here she could have played king h8, but there is no reason why she should not play king f8 and try to keep the king in the center, so that the king can easily get into the game in the end game if required. So this was another very good decision by her, because there's no problem with king f8, as white cannot attack on this diagonal because our bishop is sitting here defending all these squares. So here king f8, I would say this is a very crucial decision again. So here white took, because if white wouldn't take, then black would have taken rook d1. So after queen d8, white played h4, queen d7, a4. Now here all black needs to do is make play a move like h5 or h6 and make some space for the king, and later she can try to play queen d1 trying for some attack. And this later part of the game was relatively easy, for, I would say, for black to at least try for a draw. So at this moment, both the players were under severe time pressure. Both had like around 20 to 25 seconds on their clock. So here black played a5, stopping any counterplay from white. King f7, queen a1, so queen a8. So here white is trying for some checks on the king side, so for which black plays h6. So now black's idea is very simple. She wants to get her queen into the game and attack white's king, and if at any moment if the white queen attacks the king, then king is going to make this journey, king g8, king h7, after which there are no checks, I would say. Queen won't be able to give any checks to the black king. That's the idea behind playing h6. So here after h6, black played queen a6. She's just waiting to see what black is going to do. Now she finally goes with queen d1 plan. Now her idea is to attack with queen g8 and try for some mating attack. So here white played queen c4 check, king f8, e5. So white has to try something. Otherwise, if white just plays this position calmly, then the game is going to be drawn, and black will eventually win, since this is Armageddon. So here e5 is a slight mistake in a way, because after queen c2 check, which is what happened in the game, the f5 pawn was gone. She took queen f5. If you see here after e5, the f5 pawn was hanging. So queen c2, queen f5. She took ef6, queen f6, king g2, queen f7. Here, at this stage of the game, both players try to maneuver their pieces. Queen d5 check, king h2, king f7, h5, queen e6, queen f3, king g8, bishop d2, queen a2. Again a good move, pinning the bishop to the king. Here, white defended with queen e4, queen f4. So here again queen d5 back, bishop e1. And here you can see, as I said, both the players were under severe time pressure at this point. So here clearly you can see white missed that this pawn was hanging, and she immediately had to play quickly because of the time pressure, and she lost h5 as well. Now after queen h5, almost over, black is winning, I would say, in this position. And here after queen e2 check, again it was forced for black, white to play bishop f2, because the bishop is hanging. So the only move here to stay in the game was bishop f2, but instead black white went for king h3. And after queen into bishop, this is just completely winning for black. She is a piece up, and uh, she has managed to she managed to convert the game very easily. Let's quickly go through uh, the rest of the moves here. So here white played queen f5, queen h8 check, king g4, queen e8 check, king h4, queen h8 check, queen king g4, queen. Here you can see clearly that Humpy is trying to repeat. All she wants is a draw, since this is Armageddon. So draw means that black player wins. So white has to try something. So here after queen e8 check, white plays king f4, but it doesn't help, because now after queen f1 check, king e5, queen into f5. Now after king into f5, black is simply piece up, and she went on to win the game very easily. So let's take a look at the remaining moves. Here she played a3, a2, king c2, g6. I mean, she could have easily queened at this point. She could have just queened the pawn, and even that is winning. But anyway, since both players were playing under seconds on their clock, they had something like 5 or 6 seconds on the clock. So you can understand the tension. So we cannot really judge them to play accurately here as well. So here, even here, she could have queened the pawn, but instead she goes for h5. Okay, so here after king takes a7, h takes g4, g3, king f7, king c2, g2, g1 queen, king e2, queen e3, check, king e1, queen takes c3. Rest is a matter of technique. She just queened her another pawn, uh, and it was a mate eventually. So this is how the game ended. She checkmated Monica with two queens. Yeah, it was a brilliant game by Humpy. You can see how she played right from the opening. She tried to keep things equal, and whenever, if you see, White gave up that d4 pawn for some activity, and Humpy played very brilliantly with sacking her e5 pawn at some point and trying to keep things equal. And we managed to beat Poland by winning the Armageddon game. So I'm really happy when Humpy won the Armageddon game. So yeah, thanks for watching. So I hope India will play well in the final. So India is facing Russia in the final, which will be telecasted live today on several of YouTube channels. It starts at around 4 p.m. in the evening. Please come and support Team India, and let's hope that India wins the gold medal. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video.